Hi everyone, it is Susan and Siena back here for day 2 of the SelfReg Diaries. That's what we're calling it. It's emerging quickly, so we didn't even have our proper title when we filmed the first one. Today is day 2, but I have to tell you, technically it's day 3. We filmed the first one on Sunday. Today is
Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday, and here we're filming in Ontario. And there's a reason we skipped Monday. And I could pretend that didn't happen. You would never know the difference, that's the truth. But I would rather be really frank with you and let you know why we skipped it. It had to do with me and one of our topics today, which is sleep, okay? And so before we start though, let's go to where we left things last time, which was we talked about a challenge that you may choose to be part of or not. Do the ones that are fun, don't do anything that feels like more work. That's the last thing you need right now. But for us, this felt fun, and I gave Siena a challenge of coming up with a playlist that would make us feel really good in this particular time and space. So what'd you come up with?
I came up, so I listened to a couple of songs on my speaker, and I wanted to see which ones made me the happiest, and Best Day of My Life, I danced a lot to it. And then Say You Won't Let Go, I kind of cried, but a happy cry. And then Lift Me Up just makes me feel good. Sunday Best, I don't know how to explain that. It just makes me feel happy. Dance Monkey, which is my favorite song, so of course I would choose it because it just makes everything feel good and like... And then Can't Stop the Feeling, which of course everybody loves.
So I have to share two things. This is actually relevant to tomorrow. So first of all, she wrote them on paper. Our kids can write on paper and notebooks too, right? So, and we are creating this playlist. I have Apple Music, and so that's how we do a lot of our playlists. But I could hear her in her room saying too, she has one of those, what is it, Hey Googles? And she is saying, hey Google, share some happy songs, so that's, kids can do research in all sorts of different ways, and this involves technology. This does involve technology, and I know that's always a question for you parents out there and you kids. We have some, we can share with you the things we're doing, and that will be one of our talks in a couple of days, because we're more reliant on technology now that we're spending more time at home, and how to keep that in balance and healthy. So she created that list, so thank you. I'm going to try to put it together and share it in the feeds for this. And I really look forward to hearing what your lists are. And look, she took the ones that make her feel good and make her want to dance, make her want to move, and I think that's terrific. You may choose a totally different version, so feel free to go about it any way you like. So my question for you today is, what can you tell me that you already know about how to staying healthy? And so the reason I'm doing this is this is the period of coronavirus, and we're working on avoiding getting it, avoiding spreading it is like really super important for every single human being. It is. Some of us really get that. Others are like, yeah, what's the big deal? Well, if we don't avoid spreading it, we're going to know what the big deal is. So the better we are at things like social distancing. What's social distancing? Are we social distancing right now?
No.
What would be social distancing? How many feet apart?
Well, not feet, but 2 meters apart.
Well, 2 meters is great. Think about putting a human between, spreading them out lengthwise. You hold the hands, I'll hold the feet. Don't do that. That's social distancing. 4 feet is what they say. 8 feet is the better. It's not the time to go into crowds of any kind. Avoid, excess contact. it's just, these are all smart things.
Secondhand stores.
Right? So, yeah, which kills us. We like our secondhand stores, but just the way it is, right? So 4 feet is social distancing. But I also want to talk not just about the preventative of spreading. I want to talk one really important thing that's very self-reg, actually, by the way, for those self-reggers out there, is staying as healthy and in balance as we possibly can. And we're going to talk about that in a bunch of different ways. The stronger our immune systems are, the better we are. The better we're able to fight this. Should we get sick? Should, whether it's with this or, the common cold or whatever. So strong immune system, strong feeling healthy and balanced in mental health is important, right? All of these, relational health is important. All of these different kinds of health are part of this. So today we're just talking general health. So what do you do? What do you think you should do? What advice do you have for kids out there about staying healthy right now? What kind of things matter?
Well, I do a daily workout and it definitely helps, but probably eating real food.
Yeah. She hears me say that all the time.
Too much.
Which I'll explain what it means.
Apples, oranges, bananas, salads, just good food, not candy that you just...
If it comes in a bag and it's neon green and you read the back and it has 4,000 ingredients on it, it's not real food. Not what your body needs right now, okay? And I'm not saying that to be hard on anyone for how you eat or for you to change things up really dramatically. Just trying to think of real food, okay? Wherever you can get some whole food in you, that's a good thing, okay? What else?
Okay, this is an example of me. So, about a week and a half ago, my mom bought a tub of ice cream. It normally only lasts me 2 days for me to eat it myself. It lasted a week.
4 hours, maybe. It lasted a week. Brilliant.
It lasted a week.
So she's learned. She's developing. I mean, I'm laying the layers of self-reg all the time. My daughter has a lot of independence more than others, and you may hear her saying things that are like, "How do I get my kid to do that?" Trust me, it's not all perfect, and it's one layer at a time. And when you hear things like the daily workout, that's been in place for about 6 days now. But if your kid gets on a kick to do a daily work, and it's been on and off over the years at different times, support them. These are healthy things, right? So that has been a kick, and we will do a Siena workout at some point this week, maybe.
It's not pretty.
So, the big one I want you to hear there is food, right? Thinking of your healthy eating, thinking of, fruit and vegetables and whole foods, whole grains, making sure there's a bit of protein in your meals, making sure that not everything we're eating is
less time on electronics, more time outside exercising,
just playing. So we're not coming at you with a massive to-do list to make you feel guilty. It's the very opposite. We're just sharing some little things that we do. So this idea of whole foods matters. That the stronger your bodies are, the better. You'll also have more energy, which leaves you more left over to deal with things. So electronics and exercise are all good things. Just time outside. Keep this is the nice thing about being home. If there is a nice thing, I think so. I think there's lots of them. But is
your kid doing the dishes?
Your kid doing the dishes. And that you can get outside more, right? So the only other one I really want to talk about today, we'll dive into everything that Siena pitches, goes down on the list, and we will dig into. But I want to talk about one more today, which is why we skipped yesterday, and it's sleep. So tell me what you know about why sleep is important and what kind of sleep a kiddo should get. And
so a kiddo should normally get 9 to 12 hours of sleep.
I have to just stop for 1 second. I'm calling her a kiddo. We have a trailer on the lake. She calls our neighbor at the lake,
adult.
Used to call her kid. So she doesn't call him by his first name. She just calls him adult. Kids are brilliant. He calls her kid. She calls him adult. Hey, adult. So
Very true.
So Siena. So I'm going to refer to you as Siena. So, okay. So kids should get?
9 to 12 hours of sleep. And then adults they should get 11 hours.
We wish.
Yeah, but they normally get 7 to 8 hours or something.
She's actually not so far off. So, 9 to 11 hours for children is a good thing. Your teenagers needing more and sleeping in the morning. There, look at that. It's not, it is actually encourage that. That's not them being lazy. Their systems are going through all kinds of changes right now. And I know it seems weird, you know, getting up at the crack of dawn, noon, but really thinking about lots of sleep right now and healthy sleep. Stuart's done lots of work over the years of sleep hygiene. I mean, some simple things are turn off the electronics an hour. 2 is better before you go to bed. You don't want your brain in electronics mode when you're trying to wind down. You know, we usually shut it down. I have this language of shut down around 8 o'clock, which means everything is off except for, I mean, reading is my preference. I love reading and I prefer that, but Siena's welcome to draw or write.
I just read.
You know, so there are different options. Her best friend usually will draw, and I think that's terrific. These are all ways to sort of wind it down. Sleep matters. Yesterday, and for you adults out there, yesterday, I have to tell you, I did something, it really started Sunday night, and it's relevant to all of your kids as well. Last night, I slept probably, all in total, maybe about 11 hours, which is unheard of for me. I try really hard to get 8 hours solid sleep a night. And that's a new thing for me. I used to run on empty and wear it like a badge of honor, like, oh, good me, look how little sleep. No, it's really hard on your systems and you don't have as much to give the rest of the world the next day. So I guard sleep. But I overdid it and I didn't recognize the signs on Sunday night. You know, my partner has a head cold. It's just a little cold. And so, you know, I was taking care of him. I'm trying to do all these things for our organization. There's a million things on the go and worry and these sorts of things. And I was up until almost midnight.
Man, baby.
He did turn into a bit of a man baby. Yeah, he did. That's Eric. We'll tell you about Eric as we go. But, and so I thought I wasn't tired Sunday night. What I was overtired. Your kids will show you this sign, like they're not settling down for sleep. And so then you're going to want to give them another computer or a tablet or whatever until they're ready. It's the opposite. What you need is some time together to kind of dial it down. Reading a book is a terrific way to do it. And if that's not the habit of your home, read to them. Kids like it, right? Let them, you know, get their sleeping bag or their pillow, put their head up in the air and you read. It can be a really terrific one. Or tell them a story is another one, right? Sing a song, listen to some music together. Listen to an audiobook. There's lots of really neat audiobooks available online. So that's what I did. I overdid it. I was up until almost midnight. I was checking my phone a little bit frantically, you know, around news. I'd heard rumors. They weren't true. But I got caught up in all of that. And then I was up at 5 a.m. And I literally crashed last night. I went upstairs for a moment, put my head down at around 7:30.
Slept the whole night.
And I slept right through till about 6 this morning. I was up for an hour or so in between. So just honor your sleep needs as priority. There are really 3 foundations, the trifecta as Stuart sometimes calls them, which are sleep, nutrition, which includes water, and movement, right? So we'll talk more about movement in all its different forms. But sleep and eat some real food, okay? So today's challenge, I have a different challenge for you, you know, is that what I would like you to be doing, what I would like to challenge you to do is something in preparation for tomorrow. So those of you that want to, I mean, diary, you know, your sleep, you can do that. You can diary your whole foods, that real food that you eat, diary it. I mean, that many people find that helpful. You can video diary it. There's all sorts of tools online. I'm not giving you that. That's not what this is about. It's about sharing our journey. But I have something for you, my daughter. That's a challenge that's connected to tomorrow's topic. So I would like you to take 3 pictures from our house, from something in our house, that we will share with everybody tomorrow, that hold meaning for you, that have a story that other people don't know, okay? So I'm gonna just move my head and you can see there's a picture behind me with cats. on it. I love it. It has a lot of meaning for me, and it has a story. It's kind of a story of origin where it came from. But there's all different kinds of stories, okay? So 3 items, and that's going to be my challenge to you. Taking pictures of 3 items that hold a story, hold more meaning for you than most people would realize, okay? So any final word to the kids out there who might be watching this?
Go outside, play in the grass, don't sit on your electronics.
Sleep, okay? And when your mums or dads or grandmas or aunties, try to get you to settle down, and and they're gonna say, no, we need to, it's time to turn the electronics off. Know that they love you. Sometimes when parents say no, it's because it's the right thing to do, because they love you and they want you to feel better, okay? And so dialing it down is our language in our house. And that just means we do things together. Sometimes you do it by yourself. It's not always with me. Sometimes it's a hot bath. I mean, there's different things that we do, but how can we dial it down and get ready for a really good night's sleep? Puff those pillows up and all those sorts of things. Goodbye. Take care. We hope you were all healthy and well. And we'll see you for day 3.